4 speakers. So it's a panel session. We're bringing in 4 speakers. David Brown, they'll be talking about Community Connect, how they improve on how to get better with creating more communities in Nigeria. So we're bringing in David Brown, we're bringing in Ahmed Oyelowo, we'll be bringing in Ayodeji Folari, and we'll be bringing in Sheyi Oluwawumiju. So thank you very much. And you guys, you can start off. David, welcome. And you can share your screen too. David. Hello, David.
Hi, David. The typical thing usually is you always mute your mic. So thanks everybody, and thanks and welcome to the Community Connect. So I have 2 screens here. So when I'm looking there, I'm looking at another screen, then I'll look at you guys here. So Community Connect is very, very critical in building the Power Platform ecosystem worldwide. And so what I'll share with you is what we are all doing, what everybody on the panel is doing to build the community in Nigeria and also Africa. And I think post-COVID, the community has really taken a twist. So I'm going to really start with introductions from our panelists and how they have transited from the physical communities we had in the past to a virtual community because of COVID. So I'll start off with Sheyi Oluwawumiju, who is Sheyi is the MCT regional lead of all the MCTs in West Africa. So Sheyi, if you can give us your ideas around how we transited from the pre-live community sessions we used to have, and now it seems mostly virtual because of COVID.
Well, the question is, it's as if COVID brought everybody to a standstill. The transition was, whether you like it or not, you just have to move. That is one. The change brought about an automatic move, but in view of it all, I think is the resilience of the community members, the leaders, how they felt they cannot disconnect from the community even at the time that we have so many factors against us, factors of our infrastructure, factors of our timing and the rest, because that's one thing about virtual events. Sometimes you might be sleeping in the other part of the world and you'll be awake here and you need to connect. So that's, I think one thing I see is the resilience of people in Nigeria, especially, and I give kudos to all of them, the leaders of each community, not saying they are going to cut off even at this time. And 3, the ability to quickly learn. You know, we took time. We know we have this MCT virtual series we do, led by Ahmed Yusuf. What it brings to our table is things that we can learn every month. And it took some series that it took also how to use Microsoft Team. I think it was Dara Oladapo and Samuel from Ghana. They have to come and take us through all those trainings. So we were ready, and we also try to embark on trainings that can help us to make this change happen. So that's what I feel helped us in that transition.
Nice, Shay, and I can see that with the community, digital community, is not just you learning, us leaders learning. It's also trying to teach the community to learn how to do this digitally. Because I can tell you for free, if this event was done in Lagos live, just like David Abu told me, you probably will have 1,000 people attending this session right now.
There,
yeah. Yes. So digital is. So let me ask Ayodeji. Hi, Ayodeji. So Ayodeji is a BI consultant and is also a leader and also an MVP. So why do we need communities, Ayo? Why do we need communities?
Well, thank you very much, David. Well, community is actually very, very important for several reasons. One of them, to develop ourselves. As a community leader, I still learn in my own community, despite the fact that I lead the community. So, number one, it brings us together. Number two, for the purpose of networking. Number three, for the purpose of self-development. We leverage we support, we leverage on each other to actually grow. So community as a whole has a very big role to play. I remember in our community at a time, we get requests, okay, there's need for people that will do one or two things. It helps in opportunity. So, and the leaves going on and on. So having a community, it can actually help you to build yourself, help you to network with others, you leverage, get support easily. We can always get support online, but countless of time. In fact, just this morning, I've supported 3 different people. I don't even know where they are calling from. They will just tell me they're a member of the community, but this is what they are trying to lay their hands on, and it's proving stubborn. So sometimes on phone we support, we do a session together. Before we know it, we are all growing. So community just helps us to grow as technical partners. Thank you.
Nice, nice. So growth and support is what the community does. Ahmed, could you tell us your story, your community journey? I mean, how you've come to become a community lead. Just give us your story and also the impact that you have had in the community.
All right, so thank you very much, David. It's nice to see you again. And when it comes to community, really, what I always like to emphasize is the fact that a community usually has a spirit, basically, that binds everyone together. So even though at the moment we talk about the fact that we are unable to meet in a physical location and we all have to meet virtually, so for me, really, I feel like it's more on the positive side, because if I look at the community that I actually belong to in the first instance is the Nigeria Power BI Professionals Community, which was actually created by Michael Olafusi. It was an offshoot of the Excel community. So really, what made me a prominent member of that community, to become a lead in that community, is the fact that when that community started back then in 2017, of course, you know that before our last bootcamp last year, there wasn't so much awareness about the Power Platform in Nigeria. Everything actually kicked off from that bootcamp from last year. So from that 2017, when we started that group on WhatsApp, what we typically used to do at the beginning was to provide beginner level training on Power BI. And then from there, it grew to become a community where we mostly provide technical support to a lot of people. So it got to a point when you just see people ask friends and colleagues, maybe they encounter issues while working, and then they ask their friends and colleagues, and friends and colleagues usually refer them to the group. Every now and then we used to get people to come to ask us, okay, can I have the link to the group? Because that group has actually become one that provides valuable technical support to so many people. And right now, as we speak, we have a lot of highly technical, highly skilled people in that group. And as a matter of fact, I don't think there is any question that can pop up on the group that is not going to get a response. And we grew to the extent that we had to exit WhatsApp for a while and create a Telegram group.
Oh, super, super, super. Excellent. Thanks, Ahmed, for that. And so obviously Power BI is strong. There is Power Platform. So I would like to share with the group. Let me just share a link online, and I'll see if I can share this link on the chat with everybody so everybody can see it. So this is like the hub. This is like the community hub for business application communities by Microsoft. And it's simply powerusers.microsoft.com. And you have your Power BI, your Power Automate, you have your Power Apps, and you have your Power Virtual Agent. And you have so many hubs. Everybody has their hubs, but this is like a community where you click on the Power BI, you'll be able to go in, and no matter where you are in the world, which is the nice thing about the digital space, you'll be able to ask your questions, see what other questions people have asked. You can see 643,000 posts on Power BI desktop, right? So I'm sure there's nothing you can ask on Power BI desktop that's not there. So while we have our local communities, you can also leverage the entire world, as in the entire world and all the communities and all the very interesting things that we have online. So Shay, what would you say is the biggest benefit that you've seen for the community? I know in Nigeria we're growing and Power Platform is a new thing, but what would be the biggest benefit for the community in Nigeria?
one thing I see, and I'll also share a story of how I got the passion for community. I see knowledge easily being shared among us. I see us playing even in global, just as what you just showed us now. You can play in the global field. In the time past, there are so many things we looked at, the factors that can limit us, our location, where we are coming from, the country we are coming from. But with the community injection now, Ahmed said there are a lot of experts that come up. That means anybody that play good in any community, you increase in knowledge, and you can be known anywhere in the world, as a matter of fact. And for me, I remember when I was growing, I was still in the college, and there's one scenario that I see in most of my colleagues, and when I left school for some time, is that knowledge is just resident on one person. And have you ever experienced it in a company? The day the guy leaves the company, the whole office just crumble. It's as if knowledge sharing is like a taboo. And that was my drive from school, that no, we need to have a place in this country where we can all come together and have a way where we can share knowledge. Because when you share knowledge, we increase our knowledge base, we improve ourselves, and we bring more people into the boat that can bring development to the country. Because I can tell you, I remember when COVID-19 was eating this country, the community after the I think the boot camp in Unilag, those guys came up with a bot that they want to get, and that bot was able to tell people about what COVID-19, and that was the early stage. But that spirit, that ability to shoot out such commitment cannot be if there is no community. So to me, I feel one great advantage we can have in this country, and when we build on our community connect, is that we have better people, we form better knowledge base, and we can play anywhere in Nigeria as an expert, and we can stand up tall that we are great in this country.
Thank you, Shay. Thank you, Shay, for that. Thanks, Shay. And I would like to lead with what Shay just said. And how does the community help the common students? You know, for me, I have this passion, right? And probably I'll talk about it later, where I think when students in the university, they shouldn't come out looking for a job. They should actually come out looking to just solve problems. There's so many problems out there. And now in the digital age, they can actually solve problems for anyone, anywhere in the world. So how do you see the community really growing that? And what can we do for students, not just professionals, but students as well?
Okay, so thank you very much. Well, number one, I can vividly remember one of our events in Unilag. So you can also remember that event. And I saw passion in these young ones, these students. If you see what they are coming up with, solid application that professionals can actually leverage on, team up with them, and help them bring these things to life. So they are young, they are strong, they are passionate, and they come up with solid solution. So I strongly believe community like this, and they also have their community as well. We have the student partner, we have the learning partner, ambassadors. They have different communities in different institutions like that. I strongly believe there is need for the community to connect with community, so inter-community connection. And let us see how we can actually leverage on their skill, their power, what they are coming up with, how we can bring it out there in the market. They don't really need to leave their school and start looking for jobs, sincerely. And we've seen opportunity. I can see some companies talking to us as a community to help them get people that can solve lots of problems, people that will come in as a full-time staff. And within the community, we get these requests, we get issues they want to solve, they wanted to develop some software to solve a particular problem. Now, all these requests that we get, we can actually throw this back into the community, and more especially the student community, let them have a feel of what they are trying to solve, what that needed to be solved, and let them come up with ideas, and let's see how we can actually bring this up to life. And I remember one of the major challenges they raised then was at least getting trusted hand that they can lay whatever, I mean, their ideas on, and they can see the idea grow to life. And because they've given some instances that is not really too encouraging, but I strongly believe with the help of the community, we can work with these guys and we can bring out their solution to the public. And they have a lot of solutions that will benefit Nigeria, Africa, and the world as a whole. So it's just for us to come out and work with this community, work with these young ones, and bring their solution to life.
Nice. That's excellent. Excellent. So I know not all of us can be on the panel, but I would like to mention David Abu, who is a coordinator for this, one of the hosts for this event. Also Adewale Yusuf. I would like to mention Foyin as well. Because when you mentioned something, you mentioned InterCommunity Connection. So I think that is very powerful. InterCommunity Connection, in the sense that I know I've worked with some groups to kind of create like a Telegram group. I'll show you on the screen, for example, a Telegram group that has, again, it doesn't have to be, can be any platform, that has a lot of other communities that we're trying to grow out of this so that the students can actually benefit from those groups. So if for example, probably share the link and see the link on the house. So I think there are currently 1,268 members on the Telegram group. We're almost 1,300 if you add the ones with the links. And this is people sharing free stuff, sharing ideas, answering questions. And this is birthing communities that currently I think there is a community in each state. There's a community in Lagos, there's a community. This is now Power Platform community in Oyo, Edo, Ekiti, and I think there's one just opened in Jos. So leaders that actually want to transform their own communities, their own local communities, and even do live sessions. So yeah, of course, we can do virtual sessions everywhere in the world, but these are the live session communities. And I think this is very transformational. Just like Ayodeji said, inter-community connection is very important, and growing this out to all 36 states in Nigeria. So I'm kind of proud to be part of this whole thing. And a lot of you here is also part of this drive to see how we can transform the youth so that they're actually sitting at home. They're very savvy on the computer. Transform Power Platform, create a bot for, I don't know, one bank. Send it to the bank and say, hey, I've done a bot for you. Guess what? Would you like to pay me for it? Because I've built it for you. And then they can actually get that because the power is there. It's so powerful, the Power Platform. So I encourage everyone to go online, go to this Community Connects, go to the where we have the Power Platform community, that is powerusers.microsoft.com, and be able to go to each of these individual communities and your local communities. Start one yourself. Talk to people here on this panel and say, look, I would like to start a community in this state. We will guide you to start that community and then transform the people around you to be able to use this powerful platform to transform business and transform work. So Shay, would you like to give a quick brief bio of yourself? I mean, your story. How did you get into all of this? I mean, are you like Mother Teresa and just decides to give people all this stuff? How do you sustain yourself? You're using all these hours to give people free stuff. Tell us about you a little bit.
Okay. I shared my passion and with experience of what I learned over the years, and I feel that most time what I see in this nation is that there's capability, there's capacity, and you have said it all, but the exposure, the ability to expose them to the right direction, the right tool. We are not champion here, but we are saying we can connect with ourselves, bring brains like Ahmed, like you, like Foyin, like Abu. Even I was impressed with Chineye, and I've already started asking him that, please, you will be bringing you to the community. We want to hear words like that, how you can assist, how you can guide young people that can make changes. I visit UI. Okay, you Skype through there. Do you know what happened after that little time we spent physically there? A group was formed in Ladoke Akintola, and their drive was to know the cloud technology. Now that group they are almost 40 or 50, telling you the deficiency we have in most of these institutions. And that's why I said I support you when we spread this news out. So my story is that the passion to create things and make things happen, that is what keep me going rather, and that is what I have in my mind. And I feel, because my first time I went to present in the US, and as I got there, my leg was shaking, what can this black man give these guys? And I saw, I started, we are used to prayer here. I started praying, God, you must not disappoint me here. But the truth is that we are made up of great things in this country. And I saw the way they accepted it, and I knew that we have everything that it takes and God on our side. So it's a drive, the ability to not to stay on my lane and saying I want to improve myself and get better, and also increase the scope for people to have this kind of knowledge.
Thank you, Shay. Thank you, Shay. Unfortunately, the last talk kind of ate into our time, so we're going to wrap up very soon. But sorry. I want to hear the same thing from Ayo and Ahmed as well. So I'll start with Ahmed. As in, give us your story, give us a quick bio and this community thing, not just community, yourself, to let people be inspired by you.
All right. So, of course, there is no way we can talk about Ahmed without talking about D Brown Consulting, because I was a part of D Brown Consulting as well. Of course, D Brown Consulting is David's firm, and starting a career in banking, I think I spent about 4 years in banking as a customer service officer, and I would say that I saw my job as a very challenging job, but because I didn't know what was out there really, and truth be said, we didn't have the community spirit that we have right now. We can also say that because of the way social media has evolved as well, it has also helped us in creating a very, very good community. And I must commend Sheyi a lot for what he has done to the Nigerian community. But coming from that banking background, I think I just stumbled upon D Brown Consulting on LinkedIn. And that was how I applied to D Brown Consulting. And on getting to D Brown, I realized that my job that I used to see as very tasking and challenging was only physically tasking and physically challenging. It was not intellectually challenging. So, and from D Brown, obviously, I was able to, acquire a lot of technical skills. And those technical skills are what we are now able to bring back to the community to also spread it to so many more people. And I would also say that one of the benefits of also spreading knowledge and sharing knowledge to the community is the fact that as you give, you also receive, right? So for people that are technical trainers, I think David will be able to attest to this as well. If you become a trainer, for example, and you are preparing for a session, you'll be surprised to see that something that you think you knew for, let's say, 5 years, you are only going to make a lot more discoveries while preparing for your session that you're about to deliver. So there is also the positive side of contributing to the community, in the sense that you are also contributing back to yourself in terms of your own technical abilities as well.
Interesting. Wonderful. So I love that statement. When you give, you receive. So giving actually is receiving you, because you would just keep on getting better and better. And I can attest to that very well. Ayodeji, your story as well. As in, we really want to be inspired by how, not just the community now, your story, because people will look up to you, an MVP, and you've done so much for the community. How did you get there? What's your story?
Yeah, so thank you very much. Well, my background, in the mid-90s, around 95, I started up studying computer science in Federal Polytechnic Ado-Ekiti, from there to Yaba College of Technology. So the passion has been growing around IT. And afterwards, I set up my organization far back as 1997. So I've been on my own till date. And I met Sheyi. I became an MCT, quite alright, but I was just doing my solo run. Not until Sheyi called me up that he saw my profile on LinkedIn, and we got talking. So from there, so he asked, there's an event coming up, the MCT event. I joined the MCT event. That's where I met Sheyi, I met Kazim, I met Jumoke, and I felt, wow, this is a nice community. And I actually learned from that community, and I felt, no, there's need for me to actually give back also into a community by starting up a community around Microsoft Excel and business intelligence. So this actually came up around 20 something of May, if I'm not making mistake, 2019. The founder and chairman CEO of Xenos actually hosted the community, that's the MCT community. And when we went there, we decided to start up different community. And I said, okay, fine, I would like to lead the Power BI community. There were about 10 members. From 10 members, we started growing rapidly. The community has grown so much into is close to 1,000. And like what Ahmed said, the WhatsApp group that we use for communication cannot really help us. We have to move up to another platform, that's Kaizela, but we found that it's not that really engaging like WhatsApp. But we are actually exploring to go into Telegram also, because the number is actually bouncing people. We have 257 members. We cannot have more people in the community again, because we are actually still on WhatsApp. So we are considering moving the community up. So what I actually learned in that community is, number one, to build or to start a community is a passion, the mission. What exactly are you trying to solve? I have the passion to really help people around business intelligence, Microsoft Excel, solving problem around in their organization or anywhere. So the passion is the first thing, and that's the thing that actually kept me going. Number two, starting a community, the number may not be there at the beginning. If it's just one person with plus you making two, the community have started. So slow and steady win the race. You keep doing it. Before you know it, it will definitely get there. And finally, let me just round up with that. Thank you.
Yes, so super. Thanks a lot. Unfortunately, everybody, we don't have so much time, so I'll just say, so this was me, David Brown, also a member of the group and also an MVP. And we have all four of us are MVP, so we're trying to build, that's the thing. We have the passion for community. And I would like to thank our panelists, thank Ahmed Oyelaw for all his community work and wonderful stuff. We would like to thank Ayodeji and also thank Sheyi. And then we also have the Power Platform. We have David Abu, of course. I can see image of David Abu with just the new Power Platform series, the Power Platform. I think Jos Plateau has just started. So again, anyone from Jos that's joining us, you obviously have a community that you can join right there. So thanks everybody. Thanks very much, everybody. I didn't really talk much about myself, but I really have been on this community journey for 20-something years from the Excel route. And you can always check my handle online on Twitter. I think I'm more active there. Thank you very much. Back to you, David Abu.